when we are talking about this game, I believe that it should be a very high scoring one. The main motive of this option would be to free up a lot of funds so that I can upgrade one of Smith Rowe or Rogers to someone like Bowen or Madison. But when we are talking about Mbuemo, I believe that Mbuemo has the greatest appeal after a 15-point haul. Hey guys, welcome back to another video from the Football Herd. Hope you're doing wonderfully well. So this is a weekly series that we do each game week. In this, I'll be talking about the Game Week 10 team selection. I'll be also discussing about the best fixtures to target for Game Week 10. Then who is the best captain for Game Week 10, and also the transfer possibilities that I have. So make sure you watch the video till the end, and if you do like this video, please do drop a like and subscribe to my channel. That will mean a lot to me. So without delaying any further, let's get started. Just to target, the first fixture that I'd like to talk about is between Ipswich and Leicester. In this segment, I'll be primarily speaking about the expected goals conceded for each team and the chances that they have conceded. So when we talk about Ipswich and Leicester, both of them have conceded a lot of chances. Ipswich are the highest with 16.9 expected goals conceded, and also Leicester is in the 18th slot. They have conceded 16.5 expected goals conceded. Both are very leaky teams, and assets like Delap, Vardy and Bonate from Leicester will be feasting in this fixture, in my opinion. Now coming to the next fixture, it's none other than the Anfield tie between Liverpool and Brighton. Now Liverpool host Brighton in Anfield, and it should be a very tough game for Brighton, and assets like Salah, Trent should be huge in my opinion. And if you do have Salah, then I'll be talking about him in the captaincy section. And the third fixture that I have to talk about is between Fulham and Brentford. Now this is also a very even game, and but on the contrary, this should also be a very high scoring one. And assets like Mbuemo, Wissa, Jimenez and Emil Smith Rowe, then Robinson, Adama Traore, all of them are very lucrative in my opinion, because Fulham and Brentford are also certain teams which concede a lot of chances, and Brentford haven't kept a clean sheet in all the 9 games. And I believe similarly for Fulham do not concede that many number of chances, as you can see in this graphic. It's 9.5 for them. And when we are talking about this game, I believe that it should be a very high scoring one. Now coming to the fourth fixture that I like to target is between Southampton and Everton. Now again, this should also be a high scoring goal feast, in which we'll be seeing Everton who are ranked 14th in the expected goals conceded, against Halaand who are ranked 19th. So again, this should be a goal feast, and probably we'll see Dominic Calvert-Lewin at last scoring. And there's also Dwight McNeil, and I believe Archer is also there from Southampton. So quite a number of decent assets to hold on to, in my opinion. Now the fifth fixture, which is off the charts in my opinion, that is between United and Chelsea. This should also be a very fascinating game, and considering that United will, with the new manager, bounce, and Chelsea are very much consistent. Assets like Palmer, Garnacho, Bruno can shine, and also none other than Nicholas Jackson. So these are the 5 fixtures that I look to target for Game Week 10. So in my transfer possibilities, I have 3 options. The first being that I'll make the move from Gabriel to Guardiola. Now Guardiola is having a phenomenal run, even though City is not a side who are meant for keeping clean sheets, but off late they have kept one against Southampton. Now City has ties against Bournemouth and Brighton up next, whereas Arsenal face Newcastle and Chelsea, which easily gives them an edge in my opinion. And the Croatian is also a confirmed starter in Pep's lineup, and he also averages 7.3 points in the last 4 games, and I believe he's a very easy route to the City defense. Now having said that, since Arsenal have the first game in this game week, I will be waiting for leaks in the lineup, and if Gabriel is playing and is starting in Game Week 10, then probably I opt for option 2. Now option 2 speaks about the move from Trent Alexander-Arnold to Ait-Nouri. Now the main motive of this option would be to free up a lot of funds so that I can upgrade one of Smith Rowe or Rogers to someone like Bowen or Madison in the favourable run of fixtures that they have. Now, I really favour the Englishman here for the incredible form and FPL potential that is Jarrod Bowen. And Bowen is my favorite sub-premium defender, midfielder in my opinion. He's also on penalties and the most consistent West Ham asset over the years, right? But I believe that from game week 14 itself, the fixtures turned from West Ham. So I'll be looking to bring him in then. And when I'm talking about Aitnouri and downgrading Trent, now Aitnouri is an amazing wing back in my opinion for Wolves, and the fixtures also are amazing. And Trent is somehow not able to justify the price point that he is in. So this is a very decent move, and but this is completely dependent on the kind of leaks that I get. And the third option being that I'll roll my transfer and not make any. Now coming to the team selection for game week 10. Now in goal I have Flecken, who is averaging 2.7 points per match with 44 saves. As you can see in this graphic, he is very much high in the numbers. And he faces a Fulham side who have taken 41 shots in the 9 game weeks and scored 12 goals. So in my opinion, even though Brentford is not that much potent in keeping a clean sheet and they haven't kept any, but I believe that he will again give me safe points, and that clean sheet is something which he has not been able to keep off late, but in the upcoming games and game week 10 also he can keep a clean sheet in my opinion. Now coming to the defenders, the first defender that I have is Guardiola. Now Guardiola scored 2 goals from 12 shots, and he also had one big chance. He had an expected goals involvement of 1.6 and created one big chance, and was supposed to score around 40 points, but he has surpassed that and scored 42. Now he faces a Bournemouth side who are ranked 12th in expected goals conceded. So I believe that his attacking prowess will also be tested in this match, and he can give attacking returns, as well as City will be able to keep a clean sheet if they're compact at the back. Now coming to the next defender that I have, it's none other than Robinson. Now Robinson is yet to score any goals, but he has already had 5 shots, and he had an expected goals involvement of 0.8 and created 2 big chances. And even though he is neck and neck in the expected goals, in the expected points that we're talking about, that is 30, and he has scored 28 points. Now he is not that much in good form, I would say, but he is one of those players that I'm keeping close tabs on, and I can move him out and bring someone like Aitnouri or someone of that caliber who fills that 4.5 million price bracket for me. And Brentford also conceded the third highest most expected goals, that is 15.3, and they are yet to keep a clean sheet. So I'm expecting that Fulham will be adventurous and Robinson to chip in. Now coming to the third defender, that is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now Trent did not score any goals, but he has already taken 10 shots, and he has created 5 big chances, and he's already scored 44 points. And in my opinion, this is a very good fixture for him, because Brighton also conceded a lot of goals. And this is also one of the final game weeks for him in my team personally, because I have given a lot of chances. And this 44 points in 9 game weeks for a 7 million price defender is not that much lucrative in my opinion, because he is not being able to contribute that much to the attack. And someone like Konate or Van Dijk is of much greater value than Trent in my opinion. Now coming to the midfielders, the first midfielder that I have is Emil Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe has already scored 2 goals from 14 shots and received 3 big chances. He was supposed to score somewhat like 35 points, but he has surpassed it and scored 41. Now, just like I was talking about Robinson, that Fulham have a very easy game against Brentford. I would say easy in the sense of scoring goals, but not winning. I believe that Fulham will score a lot of goals, and assets like Raul Jimenez and Emil Smith-Rowe will shine. Now he is in my team. So coming to the next midfielder, that is none other than Mohamed Salah. Now Salah has scored 6 goals from 27 shots and already got 10 big chances. Now he has created 5 big chances, and he has already overperformed a lot. He was expected to score at least around 57 points in FPL, but he's already scored 84. So in my opinion, he is outperforming, and the kind of fixture that he has, that is against all odds, and I'm pretty certain that Brighton will concede and he will have goal feast. Now coming to the next midfielder, that's Morgan Rogers. Now Rogers is someone who has already scored a couple and he has taken 17 shots. But he faces a very difficult game against Spurs, and in my opinion, it will be a very tightly contested game. And you will see a lot of managers benching Rogers also. But I'm not someone who's benching Rogers, but I'm starting him because he's already contributed 35 points, and I believe that he was substituted early in the last game week because of the fixture congestion and the number of minutes that he has already played. But I believe that in this game at least he will get 75-80 minutes. But if he does not get that many number of minutes, then I'll definitely opt for a different option in the same price bracket. But he starts for me in game week 10. Now coming to the next midfielder, that's none other than Mbeumo, who has already scored 8 goals from 21 shots and received 7 big chances. He has already scored 68 points. And Fulham have conceded 10.8 expected goals, and they have only kept 3 clean sheets. So, in my opinion, Brentford will also be scoring, in this game. And Mbeumo is coming from a very, good patch of a couple of goals, and he has already given 15 points return in game week 9. So that will only add to the value, I believe, and his appeal. And so he's a very good midfielder in my opinion, and in his price bracket. Now coming to the last midfielder, that is Cole Palmer. Now Palmer has already scored 7 goals from 29 shots and received 8 big chances. He had an expected goals involvement of 6 and created 10 big chances and was supposed to score at least around 50 points. But he has already surpassed that and overperformed and scored 79 points. And I believe that this fixture against United will be a very high scoring one because United will be also trying to, evenly contest it out because they sacked Erik ten Hag and this new manager bounce and blah blah blah. Hopefully will kick in and we'll have a scintillating game, but I'm hoping that Cole Palmer will be at least giving a double-digit haul, if not less. Now coming to the strikers, I have a front two of Strand Larsen and Erling Haaland. Now Strand Larsen has already scored 3 goals from 12 shots and received 5 big chances, and he has scored 35 points. And he faces a Crystal Palace side who have conceded, a lot of chances and not kept any clean sheet barring 2. And the 5th most expected goals conceded with 12.6. So I believe that this is a very good fixture for Wolves. And Strand Larsen was, not able to capitalize on a couple of good heading chances that he got in the last game week. But I'm hoping that he will be able to capitalize on this game week itself. And we'll not only see Matheus Cunha perform, but also Strand Larsen in this game week. Now coming to my last forward, that is Erling Haaland, who has scored 11 goals from 43 shots and is the highest scoring forward with 75 points. And he has already, has an XGI of 9.1. And there are a lot of managers who are selling Erling Haaland, but I am not one of them because I do not want to follow that narrative that he has blanked in 3 game weeks. He is underperforming against Southampton with expected goals of 2.33 with only 1 goal. Having said that, the kind of haul potential that Haaland has, I think it's a complete no-brainer that you have to opt for him, and I'm not someone who is selling Haaland. Now in my bench, Howard Bailey's faces a Everton side, and he has also scored a goal in the EFL game. So he's my first sub, followed by Stewart and Nedeljkovic. So that completes my lineup for game week 10. So in my captaincy metrics, I have a lineup of Erling Haaland, Mbeumo and Mohamed Salah. Now Haaland faces a Bournemouth away game. Now Mbeumo also has a Fulham away game, but Salah has a Brighton home game. Now when we talk about Bournemouth, Bournemouth has an expected goals conceded of 9.2, whereas Mbeumo facing a Fulham side have expected goals conceded of 9.5, and Fulham have already conceded 3 goals against City and Villa. So they are conceding goals. It's not like that they are not conceding goals. They have been good against certain sides, but it's not that Fulham have been completely compact. And interesting to see that Liverpool and Brighton also face against each other in the EFL game. So that lineup will be pretty interesting in my opinion. But one aspect that I like to focus on is the expected ownership angle when we talk about Haaland, because if you're captaining Haaland, then the expected ownership of Haaland is pretty high, and he will not be hampered that much if you have a haul. right? But if you do not captain Erling Haaland, you go with a differential option and his expected ownership is too much high. Rather, his effective ownership is too much high. Then he'll be, damage for you, a huge rank fall for you. But when we are talking about Mbeumo, I believe that Mbeumo has the greatest appeal after a 15-point haul, and he faces a Fulham side. But having said that, Salah against Brighton, is the most lucrative fixture and form, in my opinion, that Salah is in after the 10-pointer. And I also believe one thing that for Salah to outperform, someone like Trent has to perform well, because Trent is someone who is the creating outlet down the right with those over the top balls in which Salah is chasing them and cutting and then scoring and then assisting. But we haven't seen that off late. But we saw Salah score that amazing goal just because Trent put that ball over the defense line of Arsenal, and we saw that Darwin Núñez and Salah cross, and then Darwin Núñez assisted Salah. So that is also pretty much key to what Salah is doing. But having said that, in spite of all the factors that I just mentioned about Haaland and Mbeumo, I'll be someone who will be recommending a Salah captaincy. So the order, in my opinion, should be Salah followed by Haaland and then followed by Mbeumo. But if you want to be safe, then definitely go with Haaland. If you want to know about the best transfer targets, then I have a video linked up below for Game Week 10, where I have talked at length about my watch list and the players that I'll be targeting. Please do watch that video. And if you do like this video, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel. That will mean a lot to me. And all the best for Game Week 10, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.